It's not about living a perfect life. It's not about having endless calm or endless peace. It's not about waiting for perfection, waiting for the perfect enlightened state. The enlightenment is here. It's the light of being. So each of us has that capacity, that power. It's not a power that comes from mind. It's not a power that comes from ego. It doesn't come by force. It doesn't come by control. It doesn't come by willfulness. But it does take the willingness to remain in the deep, whatever is happening in your world, however much it's rocked, however much it's buffeted, however much your world of perceived safety and comfort is threatened. It's here, always. So to wake up out of the dream of the separate self, the separate self is always in the mode of controlling its world, fixing its world, wanting it to be a certain way, or rejecting its world, bypassing its world in order to live in a spiritually elevated state. The separate self is in panic, is in drama, is in victimhood when things don't go the way it wants it to, according to its image of how my life should be, or how I want my life, or what a spiritual life is like, or what an enlightened life is like. To wake up out of that is not a magic wand. There is no magic formula. It's not at some point in the future. It's here now. It's available to you. Every single one of us, whatever your circumstance, whatever your background, whatever your karma, whatever your story, whatever your wounding, whatever your gains and whatever your losses, whatever your successes and whatever your failures, every one of us, every one of you has the ability, the capacity, and the availability to meet life from the deep, from the deep. Whenever you're pulled by the panic, whenever you're pulled by the drama, whenever you're pulled by the poor me, whenever you're pulled by the history, the memory, which is never accurate. It's a story, an ever-changing story. Whenever you're pulled by that, it's not about erasing it and becoming perfect, perfectly bland or perfectly empty. It's about having the willingness, the tenacity, the vigilance, the longing to not follow that pull. The pull, just like the waves on the surface, can still seemingly take place. But there's something in you. We can call it awareness. that does not get caught up in that pull, that does not give itself to that pull, that does not resign to that pull, that does not get lost in that pull, snarled up in it. It's not a rigid rejection. It's not a cutting off. It's an allowance, an allowing. And all the time, this open awareness is still here. This deep is still here. How beautifully paradoxical. The relative and the absolute, the waves and the ocean are always here. You can drown in the waves, and then you have split yourself off from beingness, at least in your awareness. Yeah, you can never be split off from beingness, but awareness gets sucked into the surface, the waves, and then you become identified with those waves and the story, the history, the memory, the narratives, the drama, and the victim self are solidified in that. Or you can remain, remember, give yourself to, devote yourself to, be in love with the deep, always. And then the two are not two, they are one. Yeah?